I'm good. I'm good. I'm still working actually. Still in the studio, still doing everything.
So how long have you been in the studio today? Or is this from last night? You're still in the studio from last night?
We started at 10. No, well, no. No, because the little ones are home now. There's no mom coming over to stay and stuff like that. And they don't have school to go to. And, they have ballet, but it's a shorter period. So now we have to work in the kids' schedule, our schedule, and when we have them home.
Right. So, this just starts off with the first thing, which is how has the pandemic affected you besides having the kids home all the time and messing up the schedule? How has it affected you?
Um, in many ways, in many ways more than one. Like my whole tour for the whole year is
Hmm.
canceled. I released an album for the first time without physicals because I'm not on the road touring.
Right.
So, but it's still weird because then I have a part of my fan base that doesn't have the album at all because they only use physicals and vinyls, right?
Mm.
And then what else? Oh yeah, and I went to the mall and I picked up something in the mall and I was like, "Oh, can I sample this?" And the girl was like, "No, there's no sampling anymore." I'm like, "Wait, so you can't test the tester?" And she says, "No, the testers, I could put it on a paper, but I can't put it on you."
Wow. So it has changed so much, and it's almost like it's accelerated and put us into a movie. Like we've watched
Oh
this movie
yeah.
before.
Yes, we have seen it. And I noticed like the whole mall was like basically empty. And the girl at the desk, I said, "Okay, so now that I bought the makeup, can I put it on?" She goes, "No." Um, and I said, "Okay." And so, yeah, and so most of the purchases that I do now is online.
Yeah.
So for like what 2, 3 weeks now, I have not been anywhere close to the mall. It's just weird.
Well, it must be also weird trying to promote the album and not being able to physically go and talk to people. But how has that adjustment been for you?
That is the hardest part, like not being able to perform
Hmm.
and come off and talk to my fans and for them to run up to me and give me a hug or share anything that they want to say. Um, uh, and I can't say, "All right, now guys, we're gonna redo the whole set now because now we have a new album to drop in new tracks." It's like none of that, because we don't even know. I don't even know when I'm gonna tour again or how the venues are gonna open and what the restrictions and rules are gonna be. Are they gonna say that the performer has to wear a facial covering? Like, I don't know. Will I need makeup? Will I need a stylist? Will I need anybody? Like, am I gonna have to perform by myself? I don't know.
We know the schedule's changed. The way you go shopping in the mall
Everything.
has changed. Any hobbies that you
Everything.
picked up?
Reading. Well, I've always read, books
Hmm.
now and then, but now I read all the time. And I am re-registered in school because I'm gonna finish my degree. And what else? Hide and seek and water play and uh, and being teacher. Playing teacher is one of the hardest because then my 4-year-old would say, "Oh, we have to have class. Let's go, Nyla. We have to go to the office because we have to have class." And then I will, come up with the lessons that they have to do. And then as soon as she's done, she's like, "Are we done now? Because I want to play my iPad. I want to go outside." So it's not like when they're in school, because of course you don't ask the teacher, "Are we done now?" But
Right.
it's just adjusting is crazy.
But teacher mom will let you go outside sometimes. See, it's different.
That's true.
Have you had any issue with the like the new math that they're teaching now?
No, you know what? Google for the things I don't know,
Smart.
but then some of the things that I have to like, they say it in ways that they don't have to say. Like it's simple math when you look at it like a word problem, but then they say to me some of it is just like, okay, so you meant this, but why did you have to say it that way? It's easier to just say it this way, kind of thing.
They're taking kids around the mulberry bush just to get to right here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I kind of like, I kind of switch it up a little bit, and I
Mhm.
feel sorry for them because I'm like, okay, when they go back to school, I'm sure they're gonna teach them the way that
Right.
they think it's supposed to be taught, and then my kid is gonna be all confused, like, okay, you know.
But teacher mom didn't
So
teach
it's
it this way.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
See, that's your new name now, teacher mom.
Teacher mom. Oh my God, no.
Now,
I
I know
don't think I'm the best teacher mom.
you said you're going back to
No.
work on your degree. What degree are you gonna get?
Well, at first I wanted to do RN, right? But
Hmm.
then I can't be in class every day if I have to tour and do music every day.
Right.
So, and it definitely requires hands-on lessons. So I figured, you know what, let me just do healthcare administrator.
Nice.
Um, I don't think I'm ever going to use it, but
Hmm.
maybe I'll volunteer some
Right.
places and at least have some kind of knowledge as to what I'm doing while
Right.
I'm helping, and I figure I'm going to do some of that at some point.
You know, the album is called Gemini. It was released on June 19th, which, let's see if I'm correct, that's still within the Gemini period, right?
So it was still in the Gemini period.
Hmm.
And as you know, May 22nd is my birthday. That's the day it was actually supposed to be released. And
Ah.
here's another way that this thing, whatever they call it, has affected me,
Hmm.
because we had to switch the release date from May 22nd to June 19th, because we weren't sure what was going to happen and if I was going to be able to tour and if I'm going to be able to do a launch and all of this stuff.
Hmm.
And so we decided, okay, June 19th it is, and we had to switch up all the PR that we had around the project to, adjust it to this thing.
Yeah. And there's so much work that goes into it. A lot of people don't realize the amount of work that you as an artist and your team puts into an actual release.
We had to
Did
get
you?
like a whole crew, like a whole different crew, like
Oh,
all together, all different PR people, like totally different.
yeah. Did you have to? Did you think about changing anything on the album? In
No,
that time period?
no, I just added some more love songs, like bubble me up, bubble bantine. I wanted to like bring people together, and only because I heard that people were divorcing much more, like divorce rate increase, abuse rate increase,
Mhm.
family separation increase, all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, why aren't we getting together now that we have more time to spend together?
Right.
And so I put love songs on there because I want our families, especially in our community, brown skinned people,
Hmm.
our families need to stick together, stay together so we can, prepare a balanced base for our children. Because enough of we already grew up without, both parents. And, I think we should try our best to keep it that way where we have two parents in the house.
Very true. And so you just brought up the song Bubble, which and the song is nice. The video is fire.
Thank
Tropix
you.
slogan is we promote bad behavior. So therefore the video gets 2 thumbs
Brrr.
up. I see that's your
I like
contribution.
it. I
So
like it.
I love the single. And as far
Thank
as the
you.
album called Gemini, and of course based on the fact of the sign and your sign, I don't know much about astrology, so I went and looked up the 7 Gemini traits, key traits, right? So
Woo!
we're gonna
Tell me
play a
what
game.
you got.
We're gonna play a game of yes or
All right,
you
come
tell
on,
me
let's
whether it's you or
go.
not.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. The first trait is adaptable,
Easily.
easily. Okay. The next trait is outgoing,
Most times.
most times. Intelligent. I already know the answer to this one.
Most times.
All right, so you switched it up on me. I thought you were just gonna say yes.
Most times.
Most times, I
I
like that.
mean, though you're smart enough, you don't always do everything perfectly, right?
Right,
So
that's true.
most times, yeah.
What about indecisive?
Oh, a lot. I can be that. I can be that.
Okay, so far we've gone through 4, and you're on all of them. Let's see, impulsive.
Sometimes, but not rarely. I'd say rarely. Because
Okay,
I've learned. I think I was maybe like when I was, maybe 10 years ago.
yeah,
Now, oh, I'm very much more calculative than I was before.
right. What about, okay, 2 more to go. Unreliable.
That's not true.
I knew you'd say that.
I have to give you the hand.
And the last one they have on here, and this must have been another sign that put this up, because they did the unreliable, and this is the last one, nosy.
No. No, we like information.
Yeah.
I like information. And as far as I know most Geminis that I know, they love information and love to learn.
Hmm.
But as far as like people business, we think that's too petty,
Right.
and it's too like it's not important. Like we like interesting stuff. We like important things, things that advances our life. That's
Yeah.
what I think Geminis are. For me, that's what I am. That's who I am. I like things, information that advances me. I don't have time for petty conversation. Yeah.
We see that on your Twitter, because you will clap back at people at any given time.
Quick, quick, quick.
Like, I'm here for the trumpetness, you know.
Quick.
So as we get to the album, a couple of things I want to do here, which is the Tropix Wordplay, which is I name a title of a song off the album, and you tell me something about it, whether it's the inspiration behind it or if there's a hidden meaning in the song. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's go with 100 on the highway.
Whole heap of meaning. You hear that? 100 on the highway. All blinkers me have on. Me can't see. I ain't got no time for the haters.
Yeah.
There's 100% message in that song. It's just basically telling the haters, like, I'm way ahead. Ain't got no time. Don't come by trolling, because as you say, clap back quick, and it's sting hot.
How about this one? Tight spaces.
Definitely a play on words.
Mm-hmm.
And you said Tropix promote bad behavior, so you don't know what that means. And then I'm talking about my lover or my other half being in a tight spot, not being able to reach me. Like driving, traffic, stoplight, all of these things that actually slow you down from getting to where you want to go quickly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a play on words, but it's definitely a love song.
Truly.
There's no pun intended with truly. It's just what it is. Like truly is just straightforward. I love you truly. But it was written to it's like reminiscing on the love when I first met the person. That new love, the sweet
Mm-hmm.
love when everything nice and nobody now cost more nothing. It's just nice every day. You get up at night. That's
Mm-hmm.
the kind of love I'm talking about.
The moments you have to go back and rely on to make it through the tough times. I got you.
Oh, you got it. How you know? Oh, you know.
Oh, I know. Which
Yeah.
I guess that kind of goes straight in line with love then, huh?
Yes, love don't make me forget what it feels like to feel you.
Yeah.
Important line. And I think it goes across the board too, not just relationships. Um, like I think now we basically are numb. We are numb to some things. Some things that will make us say, "Oh God, look what they did to this little kid," or "Oh God, look what they did to this guy." Now we're just like, yeah, we see that every day.
Yeah.
And we forget how to love
Mm-hmm.
each other in the process. And I'm saying, love, don't make me forget what it feels like to feel you. So I'm writing a love song, a letter to love.
Right. And of course, I love this one too. Party and smoke.
Lord, the message is another one that's so strong. I was so afraid to do that song. Not afraid to do the song, but I just figured that people were going to be upset because they
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't get what it meant. And I was wrong. Like everybody got what it meant. And people were telling me what I thought it meant when I was writing the song. So I'm like, good, at least the message came across and nobody was offended by it. Because it said, a serious time is sour than lime. Poverty rate a climb, gold teeth still shine in a free food line.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of basically explained like some of our choices and how we see life. Like we'll go and we'll buy the most expensive bag, but at the same time we depending on all kind of system to feed us, and you know stuff like that. Or go at a party, dash champagne all over your body and everything while the cops watching you, thinking you're stupid
Yeah.
because you don't realize that they're watching you and about to get you for
Right.
whatever other things you've done, stuff like that. Yeah.
How does it feel when you write a song and you see that people are getting the exact meaning? Because for you to say that you're hearing people and what they're saying about the song is exactly what you were thinking when you were writing it,
Yeah.
how does
I think
that
it's
feel for you?
incredible. I think it's incredible. And I feel really good because I thought, like I said, that people wouldn't get it and they would be upset. Like, how could she talk about black on black crime? You know, what
Mhm.
is she talking about? She know what we've been through, blah, blah, blah. And I did, and I said in that line, you know, why they keep saying it's from slavery time. If you know the reason, then tell me why is it too late to undo the divide that keeps us fighting against each other and killing each other. Why can't we just fix that? If
Yeah,
we already know what the reason is in the first place, why we have that mentality, you know?
exactly.
People get it and they've been telling me, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm good.
I love it. I love it. You know, the one thing I noticed about the album too, it's not one style. You've covered a couple musical genres and in the style and tempo of the music, not just in the messaging, but in the style of the music throughout the album as well too.
Yeah. I made sure because I wanted it to be different from Reggae Forever.
Hmm.
But I wanted to be of same quality, right?
Right.
And if I figured if I can't like beat what I've done before, then I'm gonna at least try to switch it up a little bit so I can give my fans something new. It's still me, still my voice, but then you hear differences in my voice at the same time, and you hear different styles at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to take in one album.
Have you noticed anyone over the past weekend thinking that that cover song you did was dedicated to Will and Jada?
You know, that's a good one. That's a
Just
good
wondering. Or
one.
maybe it's just me.
But you know what though? No, nobody said it, but I did think about it, and I
Hmm.
said it perfect timing. You know,
Yeah.
it just dropped in the right timing. It's like telling a story of of us now at the moment, what we're living, in real time. Mad, I love it
Why did you choose that song to cover?
because I think a lot of people like Will and Jada.
Hmm.
A lot of us been there at some point,
Hmm.
and people experience some of the same things. And I'm thinking it's a song that I haven't heard in a long time, you know? And I remember when I used to hear that song, I was a little girl. I never understand exactly what it meant
Right.
until like, no. And I was
Hmm.
like, yo, so that's what they were singing. I'm going to redo this.
It's amazing the songs, how innocent we are as kids when we hear the songs and we sing them, and when you get
Yeah,
older, you're like, wait a minute.
that's what I was singing. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt when I heard it on the way to, I think I was going to Orlando or Port St. Lucie, somewhere up north, Florida. And I heard the song and I was like, yo, I really need to redo this song. So
I'm
there
glad
it
you
is.
did. I love that
Thank
song. It's
you.
one of my favorites, and I was pleasantly surprised when I heard it on the album. So,
Thank
thank you
you.
for that.
Thank you.
The album is Gemini. It's out now, streaming everywhere at Etana Strong One, etanamusic.com. Etana, thanks for stopping by, and stay
Thanks for
strong
having me.
and stay
Yeah, I
safe.
love your vibe. Stay happy. You're just
Yes, ma'am.
nice and bubbly. I love it.
We have to. Glass is always half full, right?
Exactly. True that. I agree.